Hello, welcome to the blueprint section of the course. So in this section, we're going to talk about the blueprint of your website. So by now, you've already determined the website goals and then how they were broken up into sub-goals and then the action steps that we need to take to get those goals accomplished. So here's your workbook right here in front of you. Now's the time when we get really solid on how to get the goals accomplished and make it into a blueprint. So what I've done is, this is very helpful, especially if you're a visual learner. I've made circles. You can definitely do this just on a sheet of paper or a different kind of like, I guess like grouping method that you like to do. But I find that it works really well to visually lay out like the grouping method. So we're going to take all the action steps and goals that we just talked about, and we're going to group them together, breaking it up so that it's easier for us to accomplish. Because if we try to build the website all at once, you're going to get super overwhelmed. All right. So in this one, I set up examples. So homepage. Let's tackle the homepage. What are we going to need? We're going to have our text for our welcome section, perhaps a little tidbit about the services on that homepage, maybe a tiny bit of all the tiny bit of contact info on that homepage. We don't want to give everything away there, but just kind of hint around at like what we're going to end up putting on our homepage. So for example, I'm grouping it by page here. The important thing with the blueprint is just grouping things together that you can easily accomplish and not be overwhelmed. So here's another example. Photo albums. So sales photos, portfolio photos. What do I need to gather? Professional images, stock images. As long as I can kind of tackle my photos in one, like, I guess like sitting, at least gathering them, that's a good thing. And then later on, you can kind of break it up into category, like photos for this photo gallery, or photos for the sales page, or photos for this other page. So we're just easily breaking this up so that our brain doesn't get overwhelmed. I've even included a part where you can break it up into sections. So let's say that your goal was sell jewelry and maybe sell glassware. So let's maybe think about grouping like this section here about selling one type of item. And then let's break it up into further sections. So maybe breaking it up, writing down all the action steps needed for each section. So what I've done here is, I guess we won't really go too much into it because it's kind of personal. But the advice I'm going to give you is break it up into ways that you can easily understand once we start building. So what you want to do is, let's recap. You have your site goals, you have your sub goals, you have the action steps needed to get your goals accomplished, aka want to sell things, build the sales page, build the e-commerce, want to show off the portfolio, need to build that photo gallery, need to gather my pictures. You're basically listing out the action steps there. And this part is simply just so that your brain can group it into easily accomplishable building portions. So if you wanted to, you could actually just do a little bit day by day when you go to build, and then it's super easy because you're not overwhelmed. So go ahead and fill that in. This will be the blueprint for you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.